We're back on the news grid, and we're going straight off the grid, actually, with Leah. What you got for us today?
We are. So it's the last full day of the Paralympics, but something you won't see at the Games are bionics or smart prosthetics. Why? Well, it's because they're not allowed in competition. But with technology improving so rapidly, many are asking if some prosthetics can actually outperform real limbs. Kate Gray is an example of that. She was a Paralympic swimmer in Beijing, and she lost her left arm when she was 2 years old. Here she is trying on a bionic arm for the first time.
It's in one position.
Yeah! God, I've never caught a ball with this hand before.
Now juggle.
Did you get that on camera?
Yeah, I did indeed. Hey.
And then we have Hugh Herr. Here he is right here. He heads the biomechatronics group at the MIT Media Lab and lost both of his legs to frostbite. He's become a champion for bionics and has made it his mission to eliminate disability with technology.
About 12 months after my limbs were amputated, I was climbing at the same level as I had before the accident. And people started to get nervous. And then I exceeded that level and started to climb walls that no one ever climbed before. And then I became a threat. And that happened overnight. Some of my climbing colleagues actually threatened to cut their own legs off to achieve the same unfair advantage as me. No one actually did it. The fact that I could design my body part and exceed what I had achieved before and even exceed what nature intended was very inspiring, because I realized that technology has the power to heal, to rehabilitate, and to even extend human experience and human capability.
Angel Jafria has been using a prosthetic since she was 6 weeks old. She was born without an arm. She calls herself a cyborg and a bionic woman, and she joins us now from New Orleans. Angel, first of all, I think you're fascinating. Your Twitter and Instagram pictures are just incredibly impressive, and you're an actress. You were in Hunger Games. You do yoga. You're an archer. Can you just show us your arm and just explain how you're able to do these things, how you're able to tell your arm what to do?
Absolutely. So this is my Be-Bionic hand. If I'm being technical, it's the Be-Bionic V3 small size, which sounds like a car, right? But that's where we're getting with technology.
Yeah.
So with my hand, it's called a multi-articulating myoelectric hand, which means I have multiple grip patterns that I can get through, or hand gestures. Right now, I have the option of 8 that I've programmed into my hand using the Bluetooth capabilities. I also have a wrist rotator, as well as wrist flexion. The rotator has my fun party trick, right, of spinning my wrist all the way around.
Yeah, I saw you unscrewing some light bulbs on your Instagram.
Yeah, I do a lot of videos to show people that, because that's one of the things that's outside of what the human capacity is, so people think that's cool. But the way that I control it is actually through the muscles in my residual limb. So like you said, I was born without my arm. My arm stops about 2 inches after my elbow. There are electrodes that pick up electrical impulses that are placed within the socket on the surface of my skin in very specific places. My prosthetist at Advanced Arm Dynamics, they're very careful with this placement because it's really important in how the hand functions. So they sit surface, and when I flex the correct muscles, it allows me to control the hand. And typically when I do this, people always say, are you controlling it with your right side? I say, no, I'm just showing you what I'm doing actually within my residual limb.
It's amazing. So as I was saying earlier, in the Paralympics, you are not allowed to have arms like yours or bionic prosthetics. Do you think that should change as bionics become more common?
Well, absolutely. There's going to need to be some type of changes. Within the Paralympics, they already have I have a lot of Paralympic friends. I'm a camp counselor at Amputee Coalition Youth Camp for kids, and a lot of my fellow counselors are Paralympic athletes like Lacey Henderson and some others, and they already are still working with their classifications to even make sure that they're correctly placing people against each other, right, based off different versions of their abilities. So when bionics become part of the situation, we are going to have some more classifications we have to look into. I was recently at South by Southwest conference in Austin this past week, and I actually got to listen to Professor Hugh Herr and Amy Mullins talk about their high-tech prostheses as well. And Amy was talking about how currently he has designed a running leg that happens to have the same technology as these myoelectric or bionic, right, ankles that he wears. And she said that she already had kind of run it past the Paralympic Committee, and I don't think they're ready for it yet. But that's the thing. The technology is coming, and when it gets here, we'll deal with it. But as of right now, they're just taking it as they come.